show go on?
The music is different here. The vibrations are different.
What is up? Good morning, everyone. Cheers. I'm just out on my back balcony having a drink with my friend, a morning drink. I have a job interview. My interview is at 2. It's 11, just after 11 now. It's gonna take me just over an hour to get there. I'm gonna take the metro. So I'm just gonna finish my smoothie, and then before I leave, I'm gonna have some leftover tostadas. In other news, I recently unpacked 3 skate decks that I had been working on before I moved 2.5 years ago out of the city. Quick little snack before I leave. This is the fit. I am wearing this shirt again. It's such a good shirt, and it's really hot out. I was gonna wear a t-shirt that had the 4 medicines on it: tobacco, cedar, sage, and sweetgrass. You know, get some plants in my ensemble. But I could not bring myself to wear a shirt. Screaming children. Love to hear children having fun. However, screaming children is like... Y'all hear that? Maybe it's just because I'm a little anxious. So like, noise right now is like, hello. And there's a cardinal. Can you see it? In the sumac. It is so hot, and I'm walking fast.
Prochaine station, Square Victoria.
Okay, I made it. I'm like a little early by a few minutes, so I might just chill in the shade, ground and gather myself a little bit, and then interview. Y'all, should I go get a pizza and eat it to my face? Like a wood oven pizza. It's giving yes. Okay. It happened. Because, look, I was so hungry. I ate before leaving the house at like 12:30. It's, I don't know what time it is. 4:30 maybe? There's also just like a lot of energy traveling, mentally preparing. Okay, the last pizza I had from there was so much better. This is like a little thin. Good crust. Hold on. I was listening to Upstairs Neighbors podcast. Shout out. Love those girlies down. And they were talking about pizza. And I was on the subway, le metro, and I was so hungry. I was trying to think of what I was going to make myself when I got home to eat. And then they started talking about pizza, and I was like, oh, interesting. I also changed my shirt, and I realized I changed into a white shirt and I'm eating pizza, but it's okay. I want to tell y'all about the interview. But I think I need to focus on eating this pizza first, and then I'll talk about it. So give me a second. Time elapsed, probably about 8 minutes. A quick Basil update. She has drank all of her water and is still super dry, so we're gonna give her some more water. Also, while we're on the subject of plant update, this is Miss Amaryllis. Remember when we planted her like 2 weeks ago? So this morning she was closed up, and then I gave her some water, and she has opened up. Oh, she's doing so well. I'm so happy with her. I also put this little cute pencil, this is a pencil, in there, because why not? Now she can receive mail, which is really great, because she has a lot of correspondence, so. Alright, y'all. So I'm just going to do a little quick debrief about how my interview went and share some thoughts and reflections about the process. This was a job that I applied to just over a week ago, and from the description it seemed very aligned with what I want to do, which is continue to farm while also, obviously, I don't think I've actually said this to the camera. So I moved here to Jage, Montreal, to go to grad school. I'm pursuing my master's. So that's really exciting, and that's why I'm here. And I left a farming job that I was in my 3rd season at this farm and loved the work that I was doing. I love to farm. I love to work outside in the dirt, growing things. And all of the other things that come along with farming as well. So when I saw this job posting for a position on a farm that's connected to the school that I'm going to, I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. I put together an application and I got an interview, and that's where I went today, to the interview. It was such a wild journey getting there. Wild. I mean, it was just a lot of commuting. It was the most commuting on the public transportation system here that I've done so far. It was really cool. I got to visit a different campus. I got to learn a little bit about the how the farm operates, and I learned a little bit more about the position that I had applied for, which I suppose was different than what I was expecting. So the position is more so to be in charge of building infrastructure, specifically a greenhouse. And that is something that I have some experience with, and so I spoke about that. And we'll see what happens. Honestly, I'm not sure. I haven't hinged, well, let me be quite honest. I was feeling like, oh my gosh, this opportunity is so aligned. This is going to be so great. I want to work on a farm. I have so much farming experience, yada yada. So much, being like, I have 2.5 years of farming experience. And I did a lot of different things while I was working on the farm. However, this position is more focused on completing a construction project of a greenhouse. I was not expecting it to be such a specified role and specifically a leadership role in that kind of project. And I wasn't necessarily prepared to speak to my experience building a greenhouse, which again, I have built a cold frame, which is actually a hoop house, and they were also talking about possibly getting a hoop house and building that, which I have experience doing, deconstructing and constructing hoop houses. It was kind of fun to be in an interview setting, to be kind of nervous. Like, I don't know if I will be offered the position, and I'm thinking about whether or not that's something that I do want to take on. Is like, oh my gosh, I would be the lead in this build project, this construction project. Is that something I want to take on? Because what I'm most interested in the realm of farming is planting, growing, seed saving. Of course, there's 1,000 things that comes with farming, such as building infrastructure, which I'm definitely interested in. I enjoy building stuff. Yeah, it was just different than what I was expecting and what I was anticipating. So now I'm in a place where I'm just like, okay, what do I want to do? Which just provides more space for reflection, which then provides more space for alignment, I think, in getting clear on what I want, which is always a welcomed opportunity in how I'm trying to move through life, especially being in a transitional period in my life. Coming through this transition, I have moved. I'm starting school in 2 weeks, grad school. It's going to be a completely new experience, and I have so many options as to what I want to do, how I want to mobilize myself, my time, and my energy. The thing about being here is there is a language barrier because the primary language is French. Je ne parle pas français, and so I can't just rely on like getting any job necessarily. I think even people who do speak French are having difficulties finding work. I think that is just something a lot of people are experiencing right now, is job scarcity. So yeah, just holding all of these things and trying not to get too anxious about it and accept the reality of what is and move forward. I'll hear by Monday whether or not I've been offered the position, so I'll keep you updated. Hey y'all, so I'm just popping in because I've just been ruminating, thinking. I actually don't know, ruminating, what does that mean? To ruminate on something, is that to like ponder, to think deeply about it? Ruminate, let's see, think deeply about something, called it. Anyways, I'm ruminating on the interview because, you know, I was preparing for it for a couple of days. It was, I guess, not what I expected, as I was talking about, as the position once explained to me was quite different than what I was anticipating it to be. And so, like, I guess this is something that I do, and I think a lot of people do this, where after a certain conversation, or maybe you do a talk or a presentation or an interview, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I should have said this and this and this. That's just life though. Like, you're never gonna say all of the words that you want to say, unless you do, which is chill too. With that being said, what I am also doing is like giving myself the space to feel the feelings, think about the things. However, I do not feel it is helpful for those shoulda, coulda, woulda, like those kinds of thoughts of like, oh, I should have said this, I should have meant blah, 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 like to expand into my being and take over. I just have to accept that I said what I said, and it happened and whatever happens will happen. Just trying to be mindful of those thoughts and the potential of them to be very overwhelming. However, that overwhelm of thinking of all the things I should have and could have said could be very unhelpful, and I could use that energy to just learn and reflect. And it's okay to reflect and be like, oh, maybe next time I'm in that kind of situation, something different will happen. Yeah, I just wanted to pop on here and say that because part of the reasons why I'm filming these videos is to provide myself the space to reflect. I have been recording videos for a long time, especially the past, like, honestly, ever since my previous move from the city to the rural place I was living. I was making videos on photo booth. I would just like record myself on photo booth and talk and like just say whatever was on my mind. And I never did anything with those videos, which is okay. I never intended to. However, I just feel like I want to share parts of my life and like document that. Documentation is really important to me and archiving is really important to me, and so like having my own sort of archive of little clips of my life and my thoughts, it's something that's always been interesting to me, so why not do it? Because life is short. And thus, so for the rest of the day, I think I've just been chilling. I had an illustration that I had to finish, and I'm happy I finished that. It's due tomorrow, so I'm gonna send that off tomorrow and just kind of relax for the rest of the day, maybe do some unpacking. 1, 2, 3 bins that I have to unpack. No space in this shelf. This was my great-grandfather's, which is so special that I have this. I'm so happy to have this. And then I bought this shelf at IKEA a few days ago, and this is where I'm thinking the sketchbooks will go. I have a shelf for, right now it just has things that I've been published in, and I feel like I should put this poetry booklet from grade 7 there that my grade 7 teacher put together. I remember this project. We all got together in the library, the Poetry Cafe, and we invited our family and loved ones, and it was an evening of poetry, and we all read our poems. And some people, I was reading these last night, some people took it like very seriously, and their poems were like really beautiful, especially for like a grade 7. You're like, oh snap, okay. I will share my poem with you all. All right. It's called O Zebra. This is mine. O zebra, where art thou? You're striped like a tiger and have the colors of a cow. O zebra, why can't I find thee? O zebra, are you hiding from me? And then the next one's called Turtle, on the Wall, and I have to read it. Shout out to Sebastian. I hope he's doing well. This poem, I hope he's fine with me sharing his grade 7 poem because it made me laugh, man. Like, okay. Turtle on the wall. Oh no, turtle, please don't fall. If you fell asleep, do you know what I would have to do? I would be stuck here writing poems with Dr. Seuss. What a shame that would be, turtle, if you fell asleep. Why oh why did I put those suction cups on your feet? That made me laugh last night because like the turtle's on the wall and then he resolves it with, why did I put the suction cups on your feet? Turtle, you're on the wall. Yeah. Anyways, I'm like, I could make an entire video going through this bin of all of my sketchbooks. Like, there's a lot in here. And maybe that'll be a separate thing where like I'll revisit some of my old sketchbooks in another video, because I've been keeping sketchbooks since I was like a child. Mr. Chyler, the creator, of course. I love these sketchbooks. I have like quite a few. Oof. I used to love getting these like nice big ones. I work in like smaller books now, but okay, let's organize. Stay in drugs, don't do school. Y'all, can you tell that I was a fan of Odd Future? Man, I used to practice my graffiti, my writing too, all the time. Oh, it's so cool to look at these and see how much my style has changed. This is probably high school. This is probably my last year of high school. Whoa. So cool. See, and I bookmarked this one because I thought it was extra dope. I just want to go through. Some of these sketchbooks I like were for school when I started university and studying illustration. So I didn't even finish this one because that's when art became not fun. Well, that's not completely true, but my experience in the first couple of years of my undergrad was definitely really difficult, and yeah, it made my relationship to my practice really strange. So that's a whole other story. This says brought to you by Fixed TV on it. That was like I thought that was going to be my production company, honey, when I was a kid. Some of my early writing. There's a lot going on in these drawings. My quote is, that's what this says. My quote is, are you ready? For all I know, God wears Converse. Mind you, did not grow up in a religious household. Was not religious. Did not go to church. I just probably thought that was so like edgy and cool. Like, for all I know, God wears Converse. Oh wait, should I read this? Since I did read one of my other pieces of writing, my poems, I will share this. Love is a distant whisper that the wind tells the trees. They dance when they hear it and shake off all their leaves. The owl overhears this and cries to the stars. They sing and the forest hears them from such afar. A raven picks the sound up and spits it at a doe who is feeding on some moon moss. For all we know, that night a deer mouse falls in love with the grizzly that is not tame. It runs into its den, howling the deer mouse's name. Howling the deer mouse's name. Howling the deer mouse's name. Come on, Edgar Allan Poe. Like, what? Let me just lock in, okay? I just gotta lock in. All done putting away the boxes. So I kind of semi-organized. We have our like spiral bound notebooks here. They weren't able to all fit on one shelf, so this is like these hardcovers. I have a whole bunch of another row of stuff back there that's kind of like older sketchbooks. These are all unfinished or in progress notebooks. And then I have some like art related books and reference books here. I'm just gonna do a whole studio tour in another video. So I'm gonna end this video off. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming along with me on my epic journey to my job interview and being with me in my reflections around how it went. I hear back tomorrow whether I got it or not, so we'll see. And yeah, I'll see you in another video. Bye.